Hello. Um, if you clicked onto this, then you've obviously clicked onto my video, which is a Geordie's depression. Basically, it's a bit about what I've been going through for the past year, and the reason I'm doing this video is because I think I sort of want to talk about it, and I think it's important for anybody out there going through depression, anxiety, depression, to know that you're not alone, as so many times I've felt like that, and also that it affects men of all ages, of all jobs, of all cultures. So basically I'll just give a quick introduction to me and what I'm about basically. My name's Graham Huntley. I'm 28 years old. I'm 29 in about 2 weeks' time. And for 28 years of my life, I was a pretty normal guy. Goes to work. I started college when I was 27, as a trainee electrician. I got married last year, and I went on my honeymoon, and that's where my life sort of went upside down. I was the happiest I've ever been. I went on my honeymoon in America. Second day of my honeymoon, I had a panic attack in the morning. Eat my breakfast, funny enough. Anyone out there who knows what a panic attack feels like, it's truly terrifying, and I thought I was having a heart attack. I thought I was going to die, to be fair. My legs went all weak, the colour drained from my face, my heart was pounding ridiculously. It was stupid how bad it was pounding away, and I kept it quiet. I didn't really want to upset my wife. I did tell her I wasn't feeling very well, and we went back to the room, and then that's basically where my anxiety started. And basically, cut a long story short, for 2 weeks I couldn't relax. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't really enjoy my honeymoon. I did enjoy it, but not to the full potential that I wanted to. I just felt on edge. I couldn't put a finger on it. I just felt on edge. I felt like something bad was going to happen all the time. I was worrying about needless stuff that I would never normally worry about. And basically, I come back home thinking that everything was going to be alright, thinking that maybe I was just a bit homesick, but it didn't get alright. It got worse actually. I come back home and I went to work, but I say I wasn't sleeping. I had very strong depersonalisation, as I call it. Everything felt different to me. It felt like I was home felt different, work felt different, people just felt different. It felt like I was looking through someone else's eyes. It sounds really weird, but it did feel like I was looking through someone else's eyes at my own world as such, and it was a very scary and unreal experience. And at this time I thought that I was actually generally losing my mind. I was very frightened. I was looking on Google all the time and seeing what symptoms I had and whether I was going psychotic or anything like that. And I did have these very intrusive thoughts, as they call them, about harming people, stuff like that. I'll let you know that I've never harmed anybody in my life. I've never had a fight in my life, and these thoughts were very upsetting to me. I couldn't get rid of them. They just kept flashing in my head, and I thought, right, this is it. I'm turning into a psychopath here, basically. I eventually took the courage to tell my wife. We agreed I'll go to the doctors. I went to the doctors, and at this stage I was convinced he was going to section us under the Mental Health Act, and that basically I was going to be put in a mental hospital because I was a danger to people, but he reassured us that I wasn't going mad, and that I just had some bad anxiety. Basically, I got in contact with talking therapies. I've done 6 sessions over the phone, CBT. That I felt didn't really work for me. I felt restricted because I was only allowed sort of 8 sessions, and I felt that I had to get better within 6 or 8 sessions, and it put too much pressure on us. I think I did get better, but my anxiety and my depression has always been very up and down. I would normally go a week of feeling good, 2 weeks of feeling terrible, a week of feeling good, 2 weeks feeling terrible. It was very much up and down. So I just kept hanging on in there. I dragged myself to work every day, even though it was unbearable at times, truly unbearable at times. I was reluctant to go on antidepressants. I thought, no, I've heard too many bad reviews about them. They'll change us, they'll make us this, and they'll do that to us. And I just kept going with it for months, and then before it got really bad, and I got very, very depressed. Very dark thoughts, I'll just say, about self-harm, suicide, that sort of stuff. I'll like to reassure you though that I never planned to take my own life or anything like that. It was again sort of intrusive, dark thoughts that were really troubling us, and that's when I knew I needed help. If you know that noise is in the background, it's my dog. She's just whining a bit. Go here, Molly. Basically, I decided that I needed help, so I went back to the doctors. I got some antidepressants, citalopram, 20 milligrams. I took that for about a month, about 2 months, and I felt that I was still up and down. I wasn't really balancing us out that much, so I decided up to 40, and I've been on 40 now, for 40 milligrams for about a month now, something like that. I also about 2 months ago I started private therapy, which is really helping. It's not time based, so I can go as long as I want or as short as I want, and the people there are fantastic. My therapist is absolutely fantastic, and I've got a lot more understanding of my depression, also what might have triggered it, and also that it can be treated. And then there's many times when I thought my depression was untreatable, that it was impossible for me to get better. I'm not saying I'm 100%, but I'm certainly better than I was sort of last week, and I'm certainly better than I was May last year, which is when it all started with my panic attack. I'm certainly not better than then. I've got a lot more understanding what it was. Don't get us wrong, I do get very dark thoughts at times. I also, when I'm depressed, I don't know if anyone else gets this when they're depressed, but I think very deeply about life, the world, the universe, and they are good thoughts to have, but they can be troubling when they're plaguing your mind constantly. Like, I'll constantly think about what's the meaning of life, why are we here, what's the meaning in anything, what happens when you die, is life really pointless, sort of things like that, and things that I would never normally think about. You know, if you reverse time 2 years ago, I couldn't have thought like that in a million years. It was just wasn't in my brain, you know. And it seems like the depression is opened something else, and I'm questioning things constantly. But I've been reassured that it's not a bad thing. It's good, because I don't take things for granted as much as I probably did in the past. But also, basically, I'm telling this story because I know there's a lot of men out there who still aren't admitting to having a problem. And I work in the construction industry. It's a very tough industry to be in. If you have anything that you're sort of insecure about, it's the worst place to go, because people will hammer you for it, they will ridicule you for it. It's a hard place to be, and it was very hard for me to go to work when I was feeling very depressed, because it's a type of place where people just tell you to pull your socks up, get on with it. But eventually I told people at work, and they were very understanding, and I know, not just to men but to women out there, but especially to men, I know it makes you feel less than a man. I know that. Trust me, I know that. And being married, I felt that I was a failure to my wife. I felt that I was being weak and pitiful. I felt that I was being less than a man, and that I should just snap out of it like all men should. But I'm telling you now, any men out there watching this, young, old, whatever, honestly, go to the doctors. Don't be scared of taking antidepressants because they are fantastic. Yes, you might get a few side effects, but honestly, they will pull you right, and it'll take time. But the way you've got to look at it is that you're more of a man to stand up and fight it than you are to hide away from it. Trust me on that. It's took me a good year to realise that, but there's men out there who will never seek help, who will always think that they're doing alright. Now, they might think they're doing the right thing by being brave and hiding it, but in the long run you're not. You're standing away from it. You need to stand up and fight it and look it in the eye and go, right, bring it on. I know I've got depression, doesn't mean I'm a bad person. You haven't committed a crime. You're just not well. And millions upon millions upon millions of people out there are going through exactly the same thing. And basically, yeah, that's what's been going on with me basically for this past year. It'll be a year, June the 2nd, that I've had this sort of ups and downs as such. But when I look back from last year, when it all started, how bad I really was and how I didn't understand what was going on, and I have improved, and I know I have, but sometimes it feels like I'm a million miles away from that. But I'm just sending this video to people out there, whether you're in England or America, wherever in the world you are. Depression's a horrible thing. It's a lonely illness. Sorry. And I know what it's like. And it's opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I know when I come out the end of this tunnel, my life will never be the same. But it doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It means that I'll be stronger, a lot stronger. Like everyone else who goes through it, they'll be stronger at the end. I know we will. And I like to think of it. The way I like to think of depression is that you're not different from anyone else, but you're unaware. As in, sort of, yeah, depression makes you feel bad and lonely. But I tend to think of it as a bit of a gift in a way. Your mind's sort of telling you to wake up a bit and open up, and things that maybe were important to you beforehand just aren't really that important. And I think when you come out the end of the depression, you're like, yeah, I probably will feel a bit different. But so basically that's my first video, and I'll probably keep you updated maybe every month, something like that. So basically that's about it. And for anyone there who's wondering why it's called a Geordie depression, I should have mentioned this at the start. Really is from Newcastle upon Tyne, people are referred to as Geordies. So anyone out there who's from America, Australia doesn't understand why I've called it Geordie when my name's Graham. That's why. But basically I'll keep you all updated on what's going on if you're interested. Yeah, I'm interested in any comments that anyone's going to leave, whether it's positive or negative. I can take them. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Cheers.